Hello and welcome to Universus. Today we are joined by the amazing protagonists of their own podcast, Response on Play. And as always, I am joined with the face of our own podcast, Richard, who has just dropped his top 50 cards to be on the lookout for, so go check that on YouTube. And let's start off with our lovely guests. How are you guys doing today?
Doing pretty good.
I'm doing well.
Doing great.
Amazing as always.
Amazing. So, of course, Richard, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm all good. Yeah, just sort of final prep for Nats next weekend. And by that, I mean possibly deciding a deck at some point. Who knows?
I feel that so much.
Oh, yeah.
Nats has kind of snuck up on us.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, same here, for sure.
But yeah, I guess who wants to sort of take the lead, I guess, on just sort of introducing your podcast, I guess, to our listeners?
Sure. So we're Response on Play. We're actually missing a person today. He unfortunately had to be busy. But my name's Brian. And with us is...
This is Steph with a smiley face.
I'm Andrew.
And I am James.
Lovely to meet you all, and I believe Steph is possibly the only other person who's as thirsty for the alt-art strength training as I am.
Possibly.
Probably.
So tell us a little bit about yourselves as a group and what made you make the podcast and where did the name come from?
So the idea was basically, hey, we all like to talk about this game. We'll sit here for hours doing it. We should just let other people get in on that conversation with us. As far as the name, wanted something that was both witty and also a thing that is in Universus. So in this case, Response on Play is both a thing you do, and then of course it is us responding to the play of the game.
Indeed. Yeah, Brian's being humble. He came up with the name. That was all Brian.
I think it was just all of us pitching in of like, hey, what should the name be? And it was just, there was a lot of suggestions. And yeah.
Yeah,
Just what we landed on.
His was the best.
Yeah.
I do my best.
What were some of the rejected names then?
Oh my god. I don't even remember.
Let's pull up the Discord. Give me
I think
seconds.
like
Scroll
response
back
step.
and see.
I think response
Go to the
step was
beginning.
one. Response step. I think any further responses, anything of the sort.
Yeah, I think it was all like response related.
No.
Yeah, I kind of put us on that early. I was like, I think this is a good idea for what a podcast should be called for this game is response something, like some kind of use of the response window.
Mhm.
Especially since they were doing like first form and second enhance as like their official like video stuff this last year.
Yeah, like I said, it works thematically because you're responding to what's going on in the game. So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. The changes that are made, all the new news, everything, these are our responses to them and what we think is going on. So it's kind of where it came from.
So, starting with Brian and working down the video order, let's talk about your favorite characters in the game and why you love them.
Okay, are we talking standard or just
You can go as wild as you want. If you want to talk retro, if you've got different ones for different formats, you go for it.
Okay, so if anybody who's watched the podcast knows, I'm an Ochako 2 man. I loved Ochako 2 so much. Obviously, she doesn't get to be played in standard anymore, and I'm sad. That's basically when I got in on the game, was the beginning of my hero. Currently, I've been enjoying Night Eye. I played Reiner at Atlanta. That was a lot of fun, the first Reiner. Because he has really cool abilities. Even after the rod, I was like, nah, this is cool. I want to do this. And then like, oh gosh, I'm a big proponent of 5-handers and 6-handers. Pretty much anybody that has 30 or more health is on my list. Like, I want to be able to take a punch in this game.
That's fair enough. I believe, is it James next on the list?
I believe so.
Yeah, if that's the case, then I mean, I'm still trying to find my current standard character that really clicks with me. My two favorite characters rotated, so being Eraserhead and Eraserhead 1 and then Bakugo 1 from the starter decks. Both put a lot of time into those. I actually did very well in some tournaments with Bakugo 1 in KC and Pasadena, being one tie off of top cutting. So that's definitely my favorite character that I'm missing is Bakugo 1. But right now I've been playing a decent bit of Ochako 4 and been having some fun with that. I think they got some cool stuff with the Attack on Titan on air. So that's kind of who I've been tooling with recently, but I'm still trying to find that one that clicks with me in standard.
That makes sense. Andrew.
So a favorite character of mine was Kamui 1, funny enough, and I do think he is still like one of my favorite characters of this game. I just liked the just how he rewarded your game knowledge of how you played the game, how you played the character, just understanding like every bit of interaction, every bit of piece in a game. I felt like Kamui added to just rewarding you for having that knowledge, and it just felt good every time. I always had fun playing Kamui 1. And OCE 3 is pretty much the same vein. And I want to try to play more OCE 3. I'm just still trying to figure out how to crack the character.
That's fair. And best for last, Steph, who's your favorite character?
Of course. Everybody, well, not everybody. Most people know my favorite character is Godzilla, and it's not even close. But I just love the way Godzilla plays. Like, as soon as he came out, funny is I've never seen a Godzilla movie. I just like Godzilla character. So maybe one day I'll see a Godzilla movie. But I like
We'll just watch one at some point.
Yeah, we'll have to watch Shin Godzilla, like the scariest one.
So you're going to be going after that World Championship monochrome kind of Godzilla?
Oh my god, I wish. I want so bad. I want it so bad.
What do you mean?
I hope so.
You gotta believe.
That's
You
like
just gotta
the great-
win.
That's the
Easy.
great thing about being a Godzilla gamer is Universus also loves Godzilla. So there's a lot of Godzilla content for me to take. But I also really like Bakugo 4. I took him to Las Vegas, and that was my first ever like big tournament, and I did pretty decent on him. But then I ended up just kind of going to Godzilla. I like these.
Then
action
Godzilla came out right
characters,
after.
so- yeah, pretty much. And I was just like, lizard.
Godzilla. Not
Oh,
to,
yeah.
not to
In the greatest
detract
way.
from Universus. Did you know there's an entire Godzilla card game coming out?
I did not know that. That's really funny.
Oh
I
wow.
think I saw the stuff for it. Like, I think one of my friends was talking about it, but I don't know any like the cards.
Yeah, same.
I just
Wow.
know it's covering all 70 years of Godzilla.
Yeah.
But if you're not a Godzilla fan, you're just a fan of the abilities. Yeah, that's fair.
I like having my attacks be big, and if my opponent's stage is too big, I just say reset.
Yeah, literally.
I
Like,
don't want to read all that.
I don't. I hate reading. Get rid of that.
Your board can't stop me because I can't read.
Yep.
Exactly.
So my next question was going to be how long you've been playing game, but you guys have kind of covered that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're content creators. We just
Yeah.
talk about whatever we're going to talk about.
Yeah, true.
I started around the first UU set, so I've been playing the game for a little while.
Yes, Richard, I removed the Tasty Rift emote to add Sun Jingwoo emotes because he's superior.
Look,
Sad.
Richard, I'm on your side. Sunjin was cool, I guess, but I like Tasty Riff.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Playing a Tasty Riff.
So, how are you
Um,
guys feeling about the game at the minute? There's a lot of people that are hyped on it. There's a lot of people that are down on it. How's the game feeling to you compared to when you started?
I think I'm the newest player of like
Of
our
us, yeah.
team. Yeah, and so like it's only gotten better since I started, which was like a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago. I don't know. I'm bad at time, but I mean, I feel really positive about it, and like based on my like granted limited experience, like seeing other card games and the way they operate, Universus seems like they care a lot about the community and they really take feedback and like they actually really respond to it. So it's really great seeing like how embedded these people are in the community. Like I've met Linoko and like Levi and talked to them before, and like I feel like that's kind of rare for these card games. So I really like the sense of like small community, but at the same time, I'm excited for it to expand. So I'm pretty happy with where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Lenoko's even in chat right now, so
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Highly noted.
I've been from, I was disappointed with the last regionals because Lenoko didn't come over. I've been for meals with him for the last few regionals.
Oh,
Wow.
can't believe.
Yeah, I'm feeling super positive on the game right now as well. I started my hero 1, and it was a lot of fun. Had some of my favorite characters
It
in it.
was
As
my
I
hero
said,
too. Don't lie.
it was
You
the
started
end
after me.
Yeah, it was the very end of 1. When you brought me over to playtest the game, it was my hero 1.
No, my hero 2 was out. I bought 2.
Anyway.
Was Kirishima errated?
Yes.
Then it's
was?
My Hero
Okay.
2 because that's a
All right,
completely
all
different
right.
game than when Kirishima 1 was in full power.
Yeah, I got in right at the beginning, like right as Crimson
think so.
Rampage was announced.
Yeah, I
Okay,
believe so.
that's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah, I know that makes sense. Yeah, my first character was Tokoyami, and running all the crone frogs and everything. So yeah, I guess it was 2. So either way, from then to now, I really like what they've done with just the community feedback and how they've taken the ideas of the stuff that we've asked for when it comes to recently, like they said, they announced the new judge program and the changes to regionals. I think it's very positive for the future of the game, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
I'm very excited that Oceania has got a second regional. Josh went out there, and during Nationals, he announced they're getting a second regionals, and it's just great, like saying, to listen to community feedback and then make these changes and go, yeah, we're happy to respond to what the community is asking.
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Yep, agreed.
So how do you guys, now we're talking about like the positive, feel about the head of the company, Paul, being so transparent, being so interactive with the community, like saying dropping the goals of 2025. There was some dispute over Chun-Li's hand size in the new Street Fighters, and he just immediately drops a better image and goes, no, it's a 600, not a 500. This new level of transparency from UVS about, you've got an issue, we're here to solve it.
I love it. I mean, I'm super
yeah.
down for more transparency. Like, I love seeing people that are like high in the company, like take the time to respond to people and like interact with the community. Like, it makes me feel like they care about their card game, which makes me care about their card game more.
Absolutely. I mean, I think transparency is a very important thing to have, regardless of like where you stand in the company. And just with the head of the company being so transparent, I like that. That's very, very good.
yeah.
I like to see how the sausage gets made. So
True.
The only thing I don't like about it is I sort of end up feeling a bit bad for Lenoko because he's sort of the one that probably interacts with the community the most. And so he
Yeah.
probably knows all this information, but he isn't allowed to say it. Whereas Paul, it's like, there's my company, I can say what the shit I want.
Yeah.
that's fair. Yeah, I get that.
Like,
I
yeah.
definitely agree.
I know, but I couldn't say.
Yeah.
Like with
I get that. Absolutely.
with the Astro Boy comment on Discord with Paul, it's like, yeah, I can do what I want. It's my company.
Astro Boy, but
So
what did I miss?
a couple of weeks ago, they were talking about IPs in Discord, and someone goes, "Oh, let's get Astro Boy," and then you get Paul messaging going, "Oh yeah, we have that IP."
Oh my god! I had no idea.
Astro Boy, I'm
Wow,
totally in.
that's so
That's
cool.
crazy.
That's
I remember
awesome.
reading that.
Yeah, I quickly did
Wow.
a video like immediately afterwards, like, yeah, Astro Boy is confirmed to be one of the IPs that they could be holding.
Wow, that's cool.
So-
Dang, I need to be in Discord more.
Yeah, I just gotta and I have to be more in the loop. Now
Yeah.
we're trying to do content.
Oh yeah, you've got to be looking everywhere. I mean,
Mhm.
I uploaded the sneak peek at the Beauregard Lionets because I was just deep diving into the marketing assets. I do it quite often to try and stay ahead.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was going to say things. Obviously, I think looking quite positive on the, I guess the sort of company and structure side of things. Like, with all the announcements we're getting and things look to be definitely moving in the correct direction and lots of positive announcements. But I guess the other side of it is how are you feeling about the meta game and the state of actually the sort of the games we're playing and like the cards and power levels and interaction, things like that. Especially with looking at results of Oceania and then looking forward obviously to EUNATS next weekend and then US the following.
And us,
Yeah. So I am seeing kind of something that's strange to me, which is that we heard from Universus that they want games to not end on turn 2, but then we're facing these characters like Mimic who are so strong, and like Bertolt too, who are so strong that you have to kill them on turn 2 or 3 or you just lose. So I feel like that's kind of at odds with what they want, where it's like, you don't want us to win on turn 2, but we're just gonna lose if we don't, unless I guess we play these characters. So I'm kind of in a weird state there where I'm not super sure what they want of us. And then also I like super aggro characters, so I'm kind of feeling a little mid on that.
I'm sure the Eraserhead player in the group here can tell you about last year where we were playing 60-minute games and game 1 was still not concluded. So,
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I mean, James never had that happen to him, but
Because he died too fast.
the match was a little bit different than last year where it was a lot more control heavy. But I do agree games are ending a little bit fast.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's sort of there's although sometimes the games aren't ending, they are effectively over, right? Again, like you're saying, like Mimic and Bert too, if you don't kill them, then they are just going to win. You might not be dead yet, but you basically already are.
Yeah, it's gonna take 10 minutes, but I'm gonna lose this now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's like a certain point where you're like, I haven't won yet. I might as well just concede, so that way I can try and get my 2 wins in the in the
remaining time,
the rest of the set. So I don't know how I feel about that. I do think that generally it seems like most of the power balancing is pretty good. I do feel like there are, specifically we're talking about Bertolt too. They eroded Mikasa when she came out, and then they kind of printed him, and he does more or less the same stuff, but kind of fixes a lot of the problems that she had. So I do wonder, where their head is at in certain design spaces like that. But overall, I think the game is pretty well balanced.
Yeah, and I think that shows.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, so I was just gonna say, I think that shows in like the huge diversity of decks that we see at events like in North America. I'm not sure if it's the same for like your guys' regionals, but like even though the top cuts are kind of the same, you still see a lot of people bringing these competitive viable decks.
Oh, 100%. The meta's a lot more open than people think it is, and Ocean is a great example of that with the Jester that made top cuts and a lot of more wild stuff. And especially for our regionals, we have the Zero Foundation Mimic that keeps topping. No one can stop Kyle. He is. I want him to take it to Worlds. It's just nuts.
Yeah.
So a bit more of a random question, and if it's okay, I would like to start with Steph because you have a more unique aspect in this as a female gamer. Sure. How are you finding the community, and how is it compared to other games you've played in the past?
I think the fact that it's a small community and a lot of people kind of know each other really works well. Even if it's not super small, it still feels small, like it still feels close knit, and everybody is so friendly. Like I've been to every event that I've been to, I've had people like approach me and talk to me, and like nobody's treated me weird because I'm female, whether that's they don't want to talk to me or they talk to me too much, like I've never gotten that vibe from anyone. Everyone's always been really nice. The only thing I wish is, I wish there were more women playing the game, just because it would be nice to get some girls with me, like I think I've met like one girl, and then also I know like Rebby Lynn plays, but I've never met her, who's I think Tam's girlfriend. But
you'll meet Rebby at Nats.
Nice. Yeah, I wish that there was more women playing the game. That's not obviously there's nobody's fault. It's just there's not more women here. But I've never had like a negative experience, and I feel like me being female doesn't matter, which is good. I love that.
No, that's fair. I mean, we did have essentially a female episode of the podcast back when Girl Power was announced, and we had Addy from New Zealand on, and we had Pippa and other content creators and players on. And yesterday I recorded the first Challenger series against players, and I did have Alice and Veronica on, so they're out there. But
yeah.
As with any TCG, unfortunately, it's a small minority of women that play the game.
Yeah, I will say, this might not be like all women, but me personally, like I want to see more cute characters. Mimic is very cute. Like put a bow on Godzilla. Like Get some stuff for the girls out there.
You can do that yourself. Just, I mean,
That's
get
true.
It's I want to see more cute characters, but I don't like the Sung Jin Woo alt art.
I appreciate him more now. Okay, now that I'm like seeing him not just in like the digital format, like it actually looks good. Like when you're just kind of holding him.
There was a whole line of products that had chibi characters on them, so we have had the cutesy arc.
Yeah.
And you've got the monthly, you've got the promo Smashing Stomp with the cutesy Godzilla.
Yeah.
Yes, I got those. I was so happy about those. We drove like 2.5 hours just so I could get those promos.
We're getting those promos? Oh, we're going road trip.
Gotta go.
Yeah.
But yeah, you heard it here first. Lenoco gets Chibi Stomp, get Hitch and Zoe and the team on it. We want more cutesy cards.
Yes.
More Anya Forger, less Godzilla.
Yeah. People are going to be mad that I said more chibis, but
give me an Anya that does stuff. I'm so in.
Yeah.
So we've talked about the meta. Let's talk about IPs. We've got Critical Role coming in 2 months. You hyped for Critical Role. Is there any IPs coming up this year that you've really got your eyes on?
All of them.
Yeah, they're all really cool. While I am not a D&D player, never really played D&D, haven't really experienced anything Critical Role, but I'm not out. Like, I am excited for Heroes of Exandria, but the IP I am mostly excited for is Guilty Gear. I enjoy Guilty Gear a lot, so when I saw that was getting released, I was so ecstatic. I'm a little sad that it's later in the year, but, we're still getting Guilty Gear, so I'm so in.
Yeah, one of the judges for the last regionals brought his stream deck down with him and was playing Guilty Gear Strive during like the events and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
what a gamer.
The boy is sort of now he's got a bit older and he's in his sort of proper teenage years. He sort of dips in and out and doesn't necessarily want to do stuff with his dad.
Oh,
but he'll still take part every so often. But he's much more, I guess, IP driven, and he's recently getting into Guilty Gear, so he's quite excited for the Guilty Gear set coming out at the end.
Yeah,
so.
Nice.
For sure.
I have to buy Pokemon cards
I've
this year because of stuff like that. Because Pokemon officially announced that this year is the year of Eevee, which is my son's favorite Pokemon. So if there's anything that Eevee that comes out, he needs to have it.
Yeah.
I get it. Eevee's cool.
Yeah, I watched 5 minutes of him playing Guilty Gear and I'm like, I'm out.
I don't want to do this.
I'm too old for this shit.
Same.
Just everyone's hyped for everything, or has anyone got anything particular they're hyped for?
TMNT is going to be so cool. Like I can't think of a world in which there's TMNT cards and they're not good and are not cool in some way. Other than that, I mean, I'm hyped for Guilty Gear because I want to get more fighting game in our fighting game card game. Again, as much as I do like and got in during the anime arc, I'm just like, I also like fighting games a lot. I want to see them back in this game.
Are you going to be getting
the only one I'm...
Are you going to be getting the TMNT deck boxes?
Probably. I'll probably end up with one. The only one I'm not like super hyped for is our finale for AOT, and that's just because I wasn't a huge AOT fan anyway. Like the IP's fine. I get why people like it. It just wasn't my jam. I mean, I still ended up playing somebody from AOT in the last regional, even though I was like, I don't know, I'll play this guy. He seems good. But like, and that's just I'm like, it's not that exciting to me. Art looks good. Like, I just didn't like the series that much.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for. So on the other hand, I am excited for AOT. I really like the series, and I am interested to see how they're going to implement the characters that we get at the end of the show, because we're wrapping up here, so we're surely going to get the rest of the characters. So I'm excited to see what those are going to be, and then I am super excited about Guilty Gear as well. I think the art and stylized is going to work great for a card game.
I've heard rumblings that the final AOT set is good.
Hey, there we go.
Leakers.
Leaks.
See, this is one of the great things about this podcast is Richard has no idea that was a pun.
I love that.
I have no idea what.
You had no idea that's a pun.
The rumbling.
Basically, when it comes to the IPs for Universus, I deep dived them all, and Richard just carries on watching NFL.
I mean, hey, you got to respect the simplicity. It's just like, yo, that's cool anyway.
Yeah, I don't care what the IP is. I'm going to play the game. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I can respect that.
I mean, it was me. The only reason I ever got into this game because my son at the time was a big My Hero fan because he would have been 12 or 11 at that point. So he was really into it. So I'm like, I've always been a gamer. So I'm like, hey, I can play this game CTG with my son. He might enjoy it because he likes Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And that stuff. I'm like, but I couldn't bother touching that. So I'm like, hey, I can play this game with him. And we played it and he really liked it because it was My Hero. And I'm like, this game's actually quite fun. And then I got sucked down the rabbit hole much more than he did.
It happens to the best
Now
of
you're
us.
here forever.
Yeah. And then, we played at Nats because he wanted the playmat. Somehow top 8 and then met this goon, and the rest is history.
Well, let's not overlook the fact that you took down one of the best players in the game in our country in your first nationals as well.
Oh, that's so
Well,
cool.
No, that isn't fair, and because Mike's deck took him down because he.
A win's a win.
And I
Yeah,
was playing Tokyo Army because that was cheated. So
he's still out there.
Exactly.
Have we heard from Steph on IPs?
Oh yeah, I'm super excited for pretty much everything except Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I almost said Needle Toodles again.
You got kids?
Sorry. I don't really care about TMNT. Like I'll play it or whatever. They're turtles. It's fine.
There are ninjas that are.
Oh, yeah,
also
I guess they're
turtles
also
that are
ninjas.
also teenagers. What is not and mutants? Like
Yeah.
there's everything.
We're not going to take this
Very-
disrespect of the turtles anymore, Steph.
Clearly, a lot of
We're gonna
turtle
kick you out of
fans
the podcast.
on response on play. I've been hearing it for the past.
I'm not the biggest
3
fan of blank cards, but I would love a completely blank Infinity card in TMNT that's just called Ice. Because then it's a vanilla ice.
Yeah.
Oh.
I got what
Make
you were
it, make
putting
it a
down.
0 dip.
Well, I'm assuming we're going to get it at least the third asset in the series, right? We had food, we had potato, we had soup, and now we're going to get pizza.
It's got to be pizza.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like we have to
Has
have
to
a
be.
whole 10-course meal of assets.
Yeah.
We got Tokiyami, we got Tokiyaki. If we're talking
Oh,
about some characters in Critical Role and AOT, we've got floating on my babies that could technically be food because
Oh no.
Well, I'm saying we have tea.
True.
We have a real
Oh
we
yeah,
got-
yeah. The
we got
tea.
drinks, we
The
got
tea.
booze.
yep.
Hmm.
Yeah.
With Jamie joining in Street Fighter, we need more booze.
Yeah,
Of
obviously
Of course.
he should be drinking his herbal infusion. Definitely
Yeah.
not alcohol.
His key drink.
His key drink.
Yakataya or something?
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called now, but
It's special herbal non-alcoholic
Yeah.
drink that's clearly alcoholic.
yeah,
Can't
man,
wait.
you're just a drunken boxer. But
Yeah, while we're talking about snacks, with Guilty Gear Strive, specifically looking forward to the Happy Chaos character because he looks so cool. That guy is neat looking. So I'm excited for him to come out. I don't care how bad he is, I'll make him work. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Italian with Slayer.
there's a lot of people that are like that with their characters. I've got a friend that's deep into the Mirko well, and it's like, I don't care what she does, I'm playing her because it's Mirko.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd be going like that too.
Yeah.
So we've talked about Oceana, we've got to get the games. Let's take a look at some of the cards that we got shown over the weekend. What's your Critical Role knowledge like?
I'm pretty well versed. I've got roommates that are deep in them, and I'm just a casual fan compared to them. But I watched basically all of Campaign 1. I've watched a majority of Campaign 2. I didn't watch a lot of this third campaign that they're in now. Not that that'll matter for this set. And then I haven't really watched Vox Machina yet. I've watched a couple of episodes, but I need to sit down and watch them because they were good. The ones I did watch, but
And obviously, if they're being big Critical Role fans, you're now going to get them into the game once the new set comes out, right?
Yeah.
They're the ones who introduced me to the game.
Oh.
Honestly, they're like, "Hey," but like I just went down. It's the your son situation. It's just like, I'm way in, and they're like, "Hey, whatever." Fair enough, I guess.
I mean,
Yeah,
I,
I'm
Go
pretty
ahead.
intro on Critical Role. I've seen a few episodes of the second campaign, like the first couple episodes, but other than that, like I know all the people on the cast, of course, but the actual Critical Role itself, I haven't dove too much time into. I've always wanted to. It's just like
It's
if
daunting.
you're exactly, it is
Yeah.
like if you're not watching it as they release, it's just like, wow, I've got 300 hours to watch, and it's just kind of hard.
Not
to,
even it's a million hours to watch.
yeah.
You're closer
4
to,
hours apiece.
Yeah, closer to like 400 for campaign 1 and about 500 for campaign 2.
Oh my
That's
god.
crazy.
Yeah, it's
long.
it's daunting. It's like hard for me to start, but it's always something I've wanted to do.
I
Yeah.
started campaign 1 while I was driving up to the last regionals. I finished it Christmas Eve morning, so I binged all 112 episodes in 2 months, and I'm
Oh my gosh.
30 episodes into campaign 2 now.
Oh wow.
Yes.
I basically I'm trying to remember where I stopped in campaign 2. It was like episode 100, I think, or somewhere around there. Basically, they were doing the final arc, and then I got busy with other stuff, and then I just like, oh man, I got to watch all these to catch up, and then like I just couldn't do it, and then I was like, well, it's fine. I know how this is gonna end. People will tell me, like my roommates will for sure tell me anything exciting that happened.
Now,
This-
my knowledge
Oh,
of Crit Role is that I have played D&D and Matt Mercer is in it, I think. And that's about it.
It's true, he's the DM.
Yeah, I know nothing of Critical Role other than Matt Mercer is a part of it. That's literally all I know.
That is true. He is a part of it.
well, one of the fun things is Sam Riegel, who voices Scanlan, who's going to be in the game, also did one of the turtles in the original series.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, really? Okay.
Turtles all the way down.
Yeah.
Nice.
It always comes back to the turtle
Oh,
stuff.
yeah,
I can see
it goes
that.
deeper. Chuck Law, who created shows like The Big Bang Theory and stuff, did the 1980s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles theme song.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And I only
Okay.
know that because I watched The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, and at just one point in this, where they're going, she's singing it and goes, oh, whoever wrote that song needs to get an Oscar. And it comes up with who wrote it, and it turns out he made that show as well.
Oh no.
Oh wow.
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 Yeah. You find out when it's but going on from there, we'll go on with the amazing Snuggies announcement that he did on Friday for us when they were doing the Oceana, where we got Caduceus Clay, a 5-hand, 34 health healer of the Mighty Nine, character number 3, Death, Earth, Life, with 2 enhances, a commit, choose a player. That player gains 4 health, and each backup in their stage gains 2 stamina. And once per turn enhanced Tenacious, this attack gets plus X or X damage or minus X speed. X equals the number of backups in your stage plus 2. If X is 4 or greater, draw 1 card.
Yeah, I think this is pretty cool. I kind of like the words that Caduceus has. To me, Caduceus seems like the replacement of Recovery Girl, just a bit more tuned back, but also with backups thrown in the mix. I get a little Recovery Girl vibes from this character, but not like in a bad way. I think this character is very cool.
Yeah, I just want to say, like, is this art that I'm seeing, like, this is not alt art, this is just what he looks like default.
Yeah, this is
Like-
his default.
Yep, that's
Wow,
just
this
his
is
art.
like, this is beautiful. This
Yeah.
looks like alt art. Like, this is gorgeous. I love the art for this set, and like, this character
Word.
looks really cool. He's got a flower and a little fairy. He's cute. Thank you, Universus. Happy about that. But he looks interesting. I'm glad that they're giving more love to like backups. And it seems like that's going to be kind of a thing that continues later on. I like the idea of that, and I might do a little playtesting with him just to dip my toe in the backup game.
Mm-hmm.
I like healing backups. I do like the thing he has life, so he has interaction with the Beast Titan stuff that allows you to build in backups on hitting and stuff. So
Yeah,
I'm excited to see what backups we get in the set.
Yeah.
Because I want to see how he plays. And he's got 2 symbols with Harness and Death.
Yep.
And it wants to do all the backup stuff. So I'm just like, well, Death and Life seem to care about backups.
Like that could very much be his like how he ends the game, like his finisher.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Lenoco, for the subscription. I was looking through some of the AOT stuff because I had a thought about shift attacks if we see some of those. And not all the cards say Titan backups. If you look at the Death card, Duplicitous Recollection, it just lets you build in a backup. So if you play the 7 diff at 4 check attack with Cadius Clay, you just get to build in any backup in your discard.
Yep.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
And make it hit like a truck.
Yeah.
Give it the damage.
5 low for X. That's just going to wreck you.
It's pretty good.
Now, I'm a big fan of the Furborg Cleric. I think this is, like Steph said, absolutely gorgeous art. Snuggy did an amazing job on the preview. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. The special effects are on point. He must have worked very hard on getting that kind of feel.
Very cool video.
I watched that video. Yeah, it was a good watch. Go watch
Absolutely.
Lenoco subscribe because
Sorry.
I was saying Lenoco subscribe because he was sick of seeing Temu adverts. That's fair.
Fair. Makes sense.
But yeah, obviously his character's saying the backups are going to be a big part of the set. Whether we see shift stuff or not, we don't know, I guess. For now, we haven't seen necessarily in that. But yeah, certainly backups are going to be a big part.
I like we're getting healing on backups, like with the healing spell as well, and with Caduceus.
And of course with himself, yeah.
The fact that
and he gives it to every backup, right? So, once you start racking up 3, 4, 5 backups, like that's a lot of extra, activations and stuff you're getting from them.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited to see where we go with the backups and what kind of effects they have and how these interact with some of the AOT characters that care about the backups as well. How they kind of open up their game plans a little bit more.
I'm hoping we see Vex with a trinket backup. I think that'd be very cute.
Oh yeah, like that has to be a thing, right?
Yeah,
like,
well,
I mean, we already have it as an asset. Let's get it as
a backup.
Everybody knows the only creature-like asset is a child. Because all of our kids from MHA are assets.
It's true.
Yeah, because
Eri, Coda.
You would feel wrong if you gave like Eri or Kota or something as a backup, and therefore you could attack.
And then you just
Eri.
punch. Yeah, you're gonna punch that child.
Are we all forgetting that Rinku exists in the game, who is a literal child?
But he's a demon.
He just has a childlike appearance.
A demon child is still a child. I'm sorry, but if you go to an elvish person who is 20, they're still a child.
Yeah.
I don't discriminate.
These hands are ready to eat for everyone.
Oh boy.
I mean, I think Dot's only like 4 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Wow.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Well, is it like it's like a goblin lifespan
Yeah,
thing,
Goblin
right?
I think she's
Yeah.
like 4 to 6 years old at the point.
Okay.
That's funny.
Well, the point that I'm at in the story, but yeah.
Yeah, like she's young compared to everybody else, but she's not like she's
For a goblin,
young
she's
woman. Yeah.
in her own words, she's of childbearing age.
Got it.
Fair enough.
I don't want it to sound like creepy or weird, but that's literally
But this is what she said. I remember.
That's what she said.
This is what she said. And then throughout the Oceana stream, we got some new cards revealed, and one of which was Ferocious Charge, a 3 diff, 3 control, 3 mid for 3 damage, 2 low block, Blitz. If you have a weapon in your card pool, this attack gains weapon. It's a Fury Punch charge already, with Deflect 2, which I'm very hyped to see Deflect back.
Yes.
We've got Beauregard beating out a Bone Bear?
I think that's supposed to be an Ankeg.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this in the past, but one of my pet peeves is mechanics being introduced and then them not getting fleshed out at all for like several stats that were probably not like ever. And that just drives me up the wall so bad. So I am glad that we are kind of going back and being like, hey, deflect's a thing. Here's more deflects. We want you to play with that. Like I am not a fan of too many mechanics being introduced too soon when there are still some that need to be fleshed out. So I'm glad we're backing up. We're saying, hey, we acknowledge deflect's a thing. Here's some deflect cards.
Here's a new deflect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's always good to flesh out the mechanics that we have and bring them into their greatest extent before we start adding new mechanics. Because I mean, we're kind of going back a little bit earlier in the season. They were talking about all of the mental load, and then the very next set they added like 3 new mechanics, and
Yeah.
and so I'm excited to see that we're just improving upon what we've got rather than continuing to add more.
Mhm.
Yeah, because like what they talked about, in terms of like the spoiler article we had from Free was it wasn't really adding new mechanics as such. It was just sort of expanding on what backups can do and what the traits can do in terms of that side of it. But it's not really adding new mechanics to the game. And similarly, like adding more deflect into the game and sort of reusing some of that and making that more of a thing, I think is good. I don't think this card's good, but having deflect back.
Yeah, I think this card's fine. Like, I guess like giving it weapon I guess that matters.
Yeah.
In some matter, like some reason you want to do it.
Unless there is a character that's like keyword based, right? There's
got to be a fire character that cares about keywords in stage, so that you can give an extra keyword, so it gets that much more stuff.
Yeah,
I'm not
Like,
going to
that'd
go
be the only
too
thing that
much
makes sense.
into it because I've already done enough damage to whoever's got Beauregard's preview anyway. But thematically, the fact that this is an unarmed strike you turn into a weapon feels very good for a brawler, AK monk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, not much really going here. Great to see the flight back. And look, Richard, it's a free diff. It works with Stormer Blades.
Yeah.
it does. And Storm Blades is a weapon.
Yeah.
You can give this weapon and still have it do 3 damage.
The dots are connected.
And
Fire
be a 3
weapons. We got Mikasa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Levi likes
That's true, it becomes a weapon.
Fire? No.
No.
Yeah, but Storm Blades doesn't show a symbol with. Well, I suppose you'd have to have a.
You just need a character that
Fire
has a
Death, you've
symbol
got
for
Big
that.
Bert.
Yeah, you do.
Sure do.
It's a 3 diff. He loves those.
Exactly. Then we move on to a lovely keg card, Hammer Launcher. 4 diff, 3 mid block, 1 mid for 4, 3 control, throw. If you are at maximum health, this attack gets +2 damage.
Yeah, I mean, I think having throws, being able to just gain more damage just to make them more threatening is pretty good. And even if they full block it, it's a throw, so they're still going to take more damage. I've actually mentioned this in the past with Nejire 1. I find that character is pretty easy to get to max health because she's constantly lowering her max health. So, theoretically, she can easily get to max health pretty much at any point in the game. So I feel like this sort of condition is very easy for that character.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even thought about that, Nejire. That's a really good point.
I mean, pretty much all the life characters heal themselves now. That's what life does.
Yeah,
So,
but Nejire gets to lower her max health. Basically, if she's like at 10 health, but she keeps lowering her max health, it's just she's closing that gap a lot faster.
that's true.
If Steph smacks you for 9 with a Godzilla attack, it's going to be harder for you to get up to your full life total than Nejire to bring her maximum health total down.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely true.
Godzilla don't care about the life symbol.
I think this card's fine. I mean,
Yeah, it's just
took damage for blockable.
Right.
Mhm.
Then we move on to a Ford card. I assume it's Ford, going off the imagery. 4 diff, 3 high, 2 low, 5 damage, 3 control, spell weapon. In scrolled / blitz, if there is a sealed card in any stage, this attack gains throw. Death attuned. Now, usually I'm not a big fan of the cards that have a lot of negative space, but for some reason it really works with this card.
Yeah, it looks so
Yeah,
good.
it
Yeah,
does.
the art's
I
so
think
cool
it-
looking.
Yeah, it looks very good. It takes what it has and fills that space in a way that it draws your eyes. I like it very much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like that they're giving us something to like interact with your opponent sealing cards, because I don't think I've ever seen that yet. Like something that says if something is sealed, then you can do this. Because sealing is very annoying.
Yeah, there's been a,
Yeah,
there's
and
been
there's
a-
Shoto.
Shoto
Oh, okay. Yeah.
does it, but yeah,
Fair.
that's not the only.
nobody remembers Chibi Shoto. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, like in Shoto 4 seals over and over.
Yep.
Like and gets damage and stuff based on how many sealed cards on their opponent's stage.
There's
Yeah,
also some attacks for Ryuku that seal themselves, so she can still draw and
Mhm.
stuff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and a seal card. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I looked at this card and I was like, "Yo, yeah, Shoto 4 is gonna love this card. Seal something, it gains throw. Give it stats. It's gonna be hard hitting throw. Let's go."
And it's undeath for them.
Exactly.
It's not arranged though, right? He really wants.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
No.
that's where he gets the best of it. But
But it is a
But it is a guaranteed momentum.
mhm.
You're always sealing something, so just
there's a lot of if destroyed seal or like sealed on death.
Mhm.
Heroes Uprising is going to be great for that one as well. Just like seal their character, then hit them with the throw.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yep.
That was the last of the attacks. Then we get a Caduceus Clay Foundation, powering the Blight Staff. 1 diff, 3 high block, 5 control spell. If you're at maximum health, your attack gets +1 damage.
Yeah.
I like that this is not enhanced commit, so you can just throw out a couple and just
Yep.
get 2, 3, 4, whatever.
Yeah.
Jester
and for-
1 is eating very well with all these spell cards.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah. We have someone at our locals who enjoys playing Jester. And they were very excited to hear about the Critical Role set, and they're like, "Oh, that just means more spells for Jester. Let's go!"
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. This card's very cool. It's a very nice spam foundation. Pretty much leading to my what I was saying with the hammer launcher. This condition's pretty easy for Nijiri 1 to get to, so she's just free low giving damage with her face, and also free damage with this foundation. So she can stack the damage up on her attacks.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's plenty of characters that can, on that life symbol that can sort of gain their health back. Like, maybe an Amir or something wants to play this as a way of actually getting damage when you don't flip and stuff.
Yeah.
Or when you haven't taken any damage. Or like the recovery girl or the new recovery girl of healing themselves and then just giving their throws damage. Like it's fine. I think you're going to want this in specific characters that are either, like you say, doing the Nedry thing of reducing their maximum, so you are healing yourself so that this is always on, because if this, otherwise this is just a blank foundation.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
great.
no, for sure.
There is one downside to it I see when it comes to newer players. Is one of the hardest things newer players seem to have to come to terms with is your health total is a resource. But if you're using cards like this and Hammer to say, I need to be at full health to pull my triggers, it does encourage you to overextend blocking rather than taking any damage.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I definitely feel like this is a kind of specialized card. It's only going to be run in characters that can either block super well and say that you're not going to be able to hit me, or heal / reduce their health total. Just if they don't have a meaningful way to stay at full health, it's just not going to get run.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a great card to see early, but once you take a little bit of damage, or if you're running cards that hit you a little bit, you're in a bit more trouble.
Agreed.
Then we have a babyface Grog card, because he doesn't have his beard. Macabre Regeneration, 2 diff, 5 control, 3 low block, response commit. After you lose health to pay a cost, gain 2 health.
Yeah, this card's pretty sweet. The line I drew with this was Dual Needle Lunge. Toga 2s you are from League of Villains set. You lose 3 health, so after it resolves, it goes to momentum. You then get to respond with this to gain 2, so you effectively lost 1 health to get a free momentum.
Yeah.
So this is really cool.
I don't think
Yeah, I think there's a lot.
I don't think it shares symbols with Hihei, but same principle.
No, unfortunately, he is not got death.
Yep.
Yeah, I think there's a lot that this can interact with.
For health. Like, I'm not a big believer in life gain, and that might just been a case of it's just been ingrained in me since playing Magic from a young age.
Yeah.
Health doesn't matter. Only the last one.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, committing a foundation for 2 health, I don't want to do that. Like, maybe if it was like a flip or something, or if it was like a 1 diff, I'd be more in.
Yeah.
That's fair.
If it was a spam, obviously, I think it would be a better version of itself.
Yeah.
I will say, like, if you're a character that spends your health for a week to do that, and you're on the death symbol, this just lets you do that easier. Commit a foundation to do your character effect instead of lose life, and then eventually not be able to do it anymore.
I'm very glad Toga 1's rotating out as this comes in.
Yeah. I'm going to just say 1 speed basically for free, but I get +1 health. Let's go.
And if it hits you, I get to gain another health.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if you block it, I get to gain another health. Yeah, absolutely. 1 for 3. Let's go.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, that's a good point. It's kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last reveal that we had from the Oceana streams is another babyface Grog with the Wind Up. So this is a 3 diff, 5 control, 3 low block, strong Wind Up, deflect 1, fire attuned, response, remove. After you make a check to play a card with a printed 6 difficulty or greater, your check gets +3.
Yeah, I think this card's pretty cool. I personally am not too crazy about it being a 3 diff with it having to like remove itself.
Yes. Yeah.
But I mean, this is a card that fits into those decks that want to play these high difficulty attacks to play them easier. So I think that effect is cool. My only complaint about it is that it's a 3 diff.
Yeah, it's expensive, but I assume the point is that if you're playing 6 or higher diff attacks, you have a healthy stage, so it doesn't really matter that it costs 3 to build, you know?
That's fair.
And 3 to block.
Essentially, just we go because it's at this point of the check, you're essentially trading 1 foundation for the 3 you'd have to commit if you get a 3.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it basically just lets you go, actually, I'll remove this foundation. I checked a 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And because it's remove on cost, if you've got any combined firepower, fire, death characters, you just get to go, yeah, let's go.
That's true.
Oh.
It's
Good thing Jake's not here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it does tell me that that Grog wants to play 6 difficulty attacks, most likely, or has a big 6 difficulty attack, and I'm in.
Yeah, that's definitely what we
Some big attacks.
Makes sense, right? If he's like the barbarian type, he wants to do the big. So, like, Godzilla was the 5 diff, so Grog goes to 6 diffs, I guess.
He's like, I'm just gonna 1-up you, big lizard. 6 diff.
Yeah.
Well, and it says printed difficulty 6, so it's very likely that he has something like Tahiris or Walk the Dog, where it's just like, well, it's a 6, but it's not a 6.
Yeah. True.
6 with an asterisk.
Yeah.
I mean, Grog did break the game with a strength stat of 26 when the highest is meant to be 20. So it does make sense that he is looking for those big attacks with the rage. And I imagine they will have, like I said, some will have a lot of conditions that go, gets cheaper the more damaged Grog is, or other things along those lines.
Definitely, I could see an option where it goes that route. That would be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I'm super excited to see.
I want to see Grog so bad.
Yeah, I just how they bring the like D&D mechanics into this card game and how they he's like, oh yeah, that's totally something a barbarian would do. Like I'm super excited to see how.
I'd blow up my stage to kill my enemy.
Yeah, we were just talking about like how we thought teams was going to work, and I thought so the team thing was going to be like you could help your teammates and you work together, and they were like that's not how it works. But it seems like with like Caduceus, he's kind of got like a supporty role, but he's supporting his backups. Like that's cool. Like I'm really interested in that play style, and I like that they're introducing like different ways that you can play the game where you don't just have to like smack your opponent. You know, it's like well you can let your backups do the work, or like you can not be super strong on your own, but you have all these little allies. Like I think that's really cool. I'm excited to see how much more of that we're gonna get.
Yeah, I'm very excited with Caduceus. I mean, we still need to see more of the characters, but Caduceus is already like on my list of I want to play that character.
Yeah.
Also, if Grog's not a 5-hand size character, I'm gonna riot.
No, it needs to be 6-hand size character. Yeah, because
And 40 health.
Yeah.
That's fair, maybe
34 health. Put him in the Rhino brackets, and I want
33.
I want a basic static that just says unblocked attacks do half damage to Grog because raging.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, I said something along the lines of like commit a foundation. I'll take half damage from this unblocked attack.
Oh, we don't
Or
need
something
another
like that.
Nomu. We don't need another Nomu. We do not need Nomu.
I mean, I agree. We don't need another Nomu, but we have another Nomu.
It's
It's a treat.
like no, flashbacks.
Yeah.
No,
I'm just thinking how annoying Connor's going to be if Grog is just essentially a spiritual Nomu.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that's where we go, right? Because
I mean, like, yeah, that was my thought.
Caduceus is effectively a spiritual successor to Recovery Girl, right? It's sort of almost like a fixed version. You've got like the enhanced commit, gain some health, do a thing, and like that's a way of giving plus damage. So it's not like the bonus sort of thing and it's not the busted Recovery Girl. Well, I'm never just going to block. I'm just going to soak everything. Like you're encouraged to block with this character, but you can block with this character, and you're gaining health. So I wouldn't be surprised if Grog ends up like a tuned version or a slightly sort of spiritual successor to Nomu.
That's where I think if it's half, it's still like it's not 6. You make that damage 30. Well, that's still 15.
Yeah.
That's fair. I think there's a lot of great ways to do it. One of the things I was going to make a video on before I found out like release season was starting was I was going to talk about ways they could bring in D&D aspects to the game, such as like upcasting. If you had an attack that was like it's a 4-diff attack, but if you play it on a 6, it gets these abilities. If you play it on an 8, it gets these abilities.
That would be really cool.
Kind of like the Eraser 2 card, the 3-diff. That's like if it's the 3rd or the 5th card in the pool.
Oh yeah, Binding Cloth Precision.
Yeah, Binding Cloth Precision. Thank you.
Yep.
I want to see an action called the Mighty 9, but it costs 7.
Yeah.
Actually, I can now make all these jokes because I've just been binging all the content.
I get it now.
Yeah.
Why are you the Mighty 9? There's not 9 of you.
2 of us died. It's like just the jokes that come from it are great.
Oh yeah, I bet.
There's 2 jokes in campaign 1 that Liam O'Brien made, and they didn't get any reactions, and it makes me sad. There's one where they're getting rid of the rock glyphs by dispelling them, and Scanlan's singing Roxanne but with rock glyphs, and Vax shouts no, and that's a Community reference if you've ever seen Community. But they're singing Roxanne, and Jeff Wingus goes no. And then there's another one where Lionel's sleeping in the sand in the mansion, and Grog's going, he's taken my bed. It's like, this is my war room. And then you just hear Liam in the background go, you guys can't fight in here.
It's the war room.
It's the war room. Yeah. And no one reacts. It's like, oh, Liam, that's such a good joke. Why is no one reacting?
Come on, 5 stars.
Yeah.
Great references, both of them.
Amazing references. There's so many references into the stuff there. This is one of the things that after I started binging the content, I'm like, how are they taking essentially almost 300 episodes, almost over 1,000 hours of content, and putting it into one set, including the comics and the side quests and all the other stuff that's in there, because you've got a lot of this stuff's the comic art for like the Origins.
Yeah, I mean, this feels more so like going back to sort of MHA, it was very much following season arcs, right? In terms of MHA, was almost like season 1, season even and stuff.
Yeah.
Whereas this doesn't feel like it's necessarily following an arc of a season. Like it doesn't feel like it's necessarily telling a story. But that might just be because I don't really know Critical Role.
It's basically just showing like the hype moments of these characters from the stuff I've seen so far. Obviously,
Yeah, we've
Like-
had Breaking Down the Door, which is one of the part of the story where Ken kicks in the door. There's a few things from the Origins comics, like Treasure Hunt, which has a comic art on it. And Critical Role Reddit must hate me, but I'm just anytime a card drop, I'm like, "Where's the art from? Please let me know."
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I also liked that treasure hunting is a reference to the original D&D adventure.
Yeah,
The art is the statue. I love that. I love that attention to detail kind of stuff that they do.
Oh God, what's the name of that adventure?
Yeah, exactly. I don't remember.
So long ago.
You've done campaign 1, Brian.
Yeah, I basically did all of campaign 1 and then most of campaign 2 and
What
part
are
of
the
campaign
odds
3.
that we get a Tiberius and a Tarion reference?
A reference?
We're not going to see characters. There's no way we're going to see.
Yeah,
characters.
obviously. We might get a reference. I don't know. I would say probably not. I know the Tiberius thing is really like maybe.
It's a rough one, but he did get come back in the show in a kind of way. So, and in the Amazon Prime series, there is a blatant reference to him, which is kind of funny. But so we might see something. Harry's more likely.
Yeah, Tyrion's more likely. That's true. I'm not sure. I'd be down. Like, I'm fine either way. Like, give us whatever you want to give us. But
No,
I don't think.
Oh, we got
we would
no
get a
Tarion,
Tiberius.
but we get a duty asset.
I'd be okay with that.
By the way, the one I was thinking of, Temple of Elemental Evil.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep.
Definitely looks like a temple just from the art.
Yeah, it's the Temple of Elemental Evil, and they're stealing from the Ifrit statue,
Yeah,
stealing its gem eyes.
the only thing you want to do is steal the gems of a fire demon.
Yeah.
Of course.
It's
Sounds like a
statue
good
of fire
idea.
demon. It's not the same.
Sounds like a great idea. Sounds like a good way to start an adventure.
Especially with the fire going. Like, just no safety. Who cares about safety? We need the treasure.
That was one of the great things I found when I went to Mighty Nine as opposed to Vox Machina. Is as good as Vox Machina is, you're joining them at like level 9. They've already been playing for like 2 years.
Mhm.
Established the power levels. They've already got a lot of gold. When you get into Mighty Nine, they're like, we have like 2 gold to rub together, and getting to see them grow in the first few episodes, and like actually establishing themselves has been really good.
Yeah, I enjoyed campaign 2 a lot. I thought it was a lot of fun.
See, I feel like that's how I would have to get into crit roll. Is like I would need to like be with them at the start of whatever they're starting, because otherwise it's just kind of gets scary because it's like, oh my god, there's so much to watch, like James was saying. But if you're keeping up with it weekly, it's more like I have something weekly to log at. But I'm not much of a binge watcher, so.
Yeah.
For Vox Machina, although they've changed the law a little bit, I'd say the Amazon Prime series is a great abridgment of the campaign.
Okay.
But for Mighty Nine, yeah, starting from the start is great because you get all the introductions and stuff. Given that we do have some people with some knowledge on here, any thoughts on who the Chromes are going to be?
Whew. Oh gosh, Chrome. Let's see. We're getting 18 characters if I remember correctly.
20 characters total.
20
Remember
characters.
that includes the starter characters. I'm going to say it doesn't include the starter characters because it's been confirmed. The starter characters are not for the established players; they're for new players.
Right.
Yeah. So.
I mean, if we have Harness on Death as one of the secrets, I want to say, like, I feel like we'll get a Lady Briarwood.
Yeah. I
character.
could see that as a Chrome. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I could see her as a Chrome.
I would be a little surprised if we didn't get a Jester Chrome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think so? There's 8 Chromes, probably 1 for each cast member. Lady Briarwood would be Matt Mercer's because he does the NPCs.
Yep. Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like. I would say probably be Jester. I think it'd probably be Scanlan.
Ooh,
Because it's for each actor, right? So I'm just like going through. I'm like, it's probably Caleb, Widowgast.
Ooh.
It's probably Grog. Though that being
Yeah, I
said,
can see Grog.
I feel Ford is cool. So like,
Ford is really cool. This is the issue.
So in that case, I'm chill with either of them. I'm also thinking like what we've already printed. I'm like, well, we already have a Vex and Vax, so we probably won't do Chromes with them.
But then we've already
We
had
probably do a
Jester.
Chrome with Jester because it's very popular.
But so's not, and so's Scanlan. That's my issue. So when I look at Sam's, like, Not's really cool, but Scanlan's really cool. Emotionally, I want Scanlan to get it, but Not is just so damn adorable.
Yeah, Not's great,
Yes, he
That's
is.
fair.
and she only gets better as you go. I know you're not very far yet.
I do have a video coming out as to who I think Matt Mercer's Chrome is. One of the options is a character that's we've already seen, which is Alora, because that is Matt Mercer's self-insert character into Vox Machina.
Okay.
He's done interviews where he's talked about like his favorite NPCs, and he said Alora is his self-insert, so it could quite well be Alora. But I won't go into my shadow pick as to who I think would be the most fun, because that's a video coming out later this week.
Of course.
Anyone else got
Yeah,
any thoughts
because
about
we're-
Chromes? We've still got Pike or
Yeah, I think it would. It's probably gonna be Pike, but I kind of want it to be Yasha.
Yeah, I unfortunately, with me being not too familiar with Critical Role, it's hard for me to really make a guess here. Like I guess playing Briarwood just because Harness and Death.
Yeah, having the secret rare usually
Yeah.
means that you're probably getting
at least that
something in that
character. Yeah, I think that would be I'm excited to see if that ends up being a Chrome. I would love to see that.
I hope it's Caduceus because I want to see what the Chrome art looks like if this art looks as amazing as it does.
That's fair. Caduceus
I'm just thinking like the foil patterns on the like black
the
wings.
butterflies and stuff. Yes, be cool.
Well, and it'll probably be a different art though, too, right? Because most of
Yeah.
them usually are.
Yeah.
So it probably won't be this pose, but
Oh, well, does he? I mean, is that like his thematic thing? Is he's got like fairies and like butterflies?
Well, both.
yeah,
Like
he's
Yeah.
a
The
death
druid.
cleric.
Oh, okay. Oh, so that's really cool. Now I'm even more excited.
I would love to see him sort of like just sat at a table drinking tea, because we all know what's in that tea.
Dead people too.
It's
Dead people
tea.
tea.
Dead people.
All right, I like this guy. You're selling me on him even more.
Yeah, well,
He's really cool and chill. The episode I literally just finished, they're leaving town during wartime, and they're like, "Oh, we're searching all the carts," and everyone's panicking, going like, "Get all the stuff off the cart." You get to the guards and like, "What have you got?" And they're all trying to like, Caduceus just walks up and goes, "There's nothing in the cart. It's got an enchantment on it that makes it look like it's full, because we don't want to be robbed, but it's completely empty." And the guards go in and check it and go, "Oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's fine. You were completely honest. We respect it. Let's go." He's like, "Yeah, sometimes the truth just works." And like, this guy is just so chill.
I love him.
I remember that scene. That whole event is super funny.
Yeah, like the more I just look at Caduceus, like the art, the character ability, like the more I'm just sold. I'm like, yeah, I want to play this guy.
Yeah.
I do want to play him at least once. I'm probably gonna play everybody from this set at least once, but I really want the barbarian characters and stuff. I love
I'd
those
love
kinds of
to play
characters.
Caduceus in a boss battle. Like if someone's getting low
Yes.
health, you just go heal 4, heal you back up. Let's get back into the game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I was
absolutely.
talking about because we know we're getting, or there was talk of getting like the Briarwood style characters as box toppers, and I was just like, with my locals, let's just draft a box and have to fight whatever the box topper is.
Mhm.
I'm like,
That's
that
so
would
fun.
be cool.
Sounds so fun.
As soon as it was
Yeah.
announced, so we're getting 6 bosses, each of which one will be a top box on top. And I said, the best way to sell this set is basically get 3 friends, buy a box, each take 6 packs, build a seal deck, fight the boss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that'd be so fun.
Be fun.
Yeah.
I think that is a pre-release event right there.
I think
Like
the
Yeah.
confirmed
Sure,
bosses,
that's what the pre-release might be.
the confirmed bosses at the minute, I believe, are Anna Ripley, Kovac of the Herd,
Mhm.
the Briarwoods, and the Manticore.
yeah, that
Interesting.
sounds correct. That sounds like what I remember them talking about.
And if the
Yeah.
Manticore doesn't have a baby Manticore as part of their ability, I'm going to be very sad.
They summon a little baby Manicore as part of it.
And
It's
then
one
you
of
have,
its
to take,
actions.
you have to take Not to every Manticore fight.
Obviously.
We're not going to elaborate on that one. That's for the comments to talk about why we
Yeah.
bring Not to a Manticore fight.
Exactly.
But no, I mean, very excited for the boss PvE stuff. Really excited to see where it goes. And so, if you guys weren't aware because you were making content at the time, mid last year, we had a content creator summit. And one of the things that when we were talking, like you were talking about, we've seen how the sausage gets made. One of the things I did talk about was I want to see more of the PvE stuff. Like when my examples were solo leveling, like fighting against the system, doing a dungeon raid, and then they announced Critcal stuff, which was probably long in works before we even had the summit. But it was just great to see. Yeah, this is one of the things that was so unique to Universus that we get to kind of do. Steering into it more, especially with an IP like Critcal Role, is great. Dungeon raids are going to be absolutely amazing.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Right, I think we've kind of gone on long enough. Richard, have you got any final points for our guests?
I mean,
sorry.
I guess, yeah. From before we you go off, I guess if you want to just sell our listeners on your podcast and what your plans for the year are, and like what any things you're looking to do, and I guess partly where they can find you as well.
Sure. So you can find us at Response on Play on YouTube. I believe that's our Spotify. It's pretty much all of our socials are Response on Play.
Blue Sky, Twitter.
Yeah, it was a Blue Sky, Twitter. We are 5 of us normally, usually, talking about this game we like. If you want to be part of that conversation and listen to us be big nerds, then you'll come to the right place. You'll be welcomed in that group. I know we are wanting to do some content at Nats, at US Nats. We'll be there. We're going to be walking around. We're going to say hi to as many people as we can, try and record some videos and stuff there. I think that's the only like plan. we're like, well, we know we want to do this. And then I know myself and Jake are going to be at Worlds.
Awesome.
Yeah,
but I don't know if anybody else will be.
I will not be at Worlds.
RFP.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, you get to meet a lot of the big content creators at Worlds.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Richard and I will both qualify over the next weekend, and we can be at Worlds as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good luck.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say for our podcast, if you want to just listen to 5 friends talk to each other and be goofballs, like, come listen.
Yeah, then spend an hour with us.
Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing. It's very unserious. We're just like 5 friends in a group, just hanging out, having fun, talking about this game that we like. So if you like something a little bit more casual, where you still get to learn some of the news and things that get posted, it's definitely something to check out.
Yeah. But none of us are making this content for profit or as a living.
Yep.
No, for sure.
Content we're passionate about, and if you guys are just happy to sit there, riffing about the game and being genuine about it, people will respond. It's a great format for content. If you are honest and passionate with people, that will come across in your content. It's what kind of drew me to listen to your content as well, because it was great to go over your solo level and stuff and see how hyped you kind of were for the arts and how cool Sunking we work with it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we appreciate anybody watching, listening. Like, we appreciate
anybody who wants
to
spend the time on us. I mean, they don't have to spend an hour of their life with us. But
no, you do. You have to. You better be in your chair listening 1 hour. But we do releases every Monday for our podcast. Tuesdays. Is that Brian's build? This Tuesdays?
Thursday was Brian's build,
Thursday,
but
okay.
We haven't done one in a little while. I'm gonna have to make some new decks.
I don't know our
holidays
schedule. The important part is that every Monday at like 6 a.m. when Jake remembers, we post a podcast episode.
You got one dropping tomorrow then?
We do.
Yes, we should have one tomorrow. We filmed it last night, right after Nat's finished.
And
I'm gonna have
plans,
to work
I
on
believe
that.
I'm going to get you guys back at some point over the next few weeks to fight the Briarwoods.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
Absolutely excited about that.
Excited.
I don't think any of us ever got to participate in that, so that's super.
Nope, we haven't.
Super cool.
I'm looking forward to it. I had to come up with a deck and maybe make these guys come up with some kind of theme.
So for this, for this series, I'm asking people to challenge your decks.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So the one I recorded
in.
yesterday, which I'm going to try and edit and hopefully get uploaded before Nats, but probably after Nats, was Brad Boiler, Vax, and Bash the Stampede, all taken on the Brown Ones.
Okay.
Interesting.
Wow.
Okay.
Sounds cool.
Okay.
I call
Yeah,
Mothra.
I mean,
Yeah, I was
No, you don't want to play Godzilla?
No, I want to play
You can bring
Mothra.
Godzilla if you want to bring Godzilla. I was playing the Briarwoods. I was adding a little bit of flares, like kind of pseudo DMing the encounter, trying to make it a bit more entertaining.
Oh, okay.
And
oh, absolutely, yeah.
yeah, I want to see if this kind of works as a series. And as the new bosses come in, and you've got to take on the Horde, you got to take on Anna Ripley with the pepper boxes. I think this is going to be a very cool little series I can try and get going.
Yeah. I like the idea of it's just a bunch of people and then there's just a giant moth also.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Because I can just like add into it. Like you've got Urako Chaco riding Mothra into the brain
Yeah.
to the final kill.
There you go.
I'll attack from the front. You go from the side. Mothra, what are you
Yeah.
doing?
Awesome.
Mothra's here to be
Amazon
friends of
Prime-
humanity.
I don't see the Amazon Prime series. Like trying to fit Mothra into the ziggurat is going to be funny as well.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm in.
That really it. So you heard it here first. Go check out the new episode of Response on Play, which by the time this comes out will already be out for people here on Twitch. Thanks for being here, and go check out Response on Play. Amazing videos. Richard, any final words?
No, I mean, I have just subbed to a YouTube channel because I realized I hadn't, for a bone.
Hey, new subscriber.
Hey.
Let's go.
And thanks a lot for having us on here as well.
Oh,
It was a lot of fun.
absolutely.
This is
Okay,
great chatting with you guys.
It'll be great. We might not be able to get you all back for like future stuff because we do collabs quite a lot. But we will try and get one or all of you back for future stuff as we go on.
Yeah.
And obviously, we're always more than happy to jump on yours.
Yeah, for sure.
We will come up with something.
Waiting for the date and time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just trying to figure out a good time for it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I don't use cameras, Richard, so I'm gonna have to try and find some special PNG for you. I can just use my Dabby one. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'll come up with something.
Cool.
We'll find something for you. We'll figure it out. It'll be fun.
I'll let you guys sign off, and then we'll head on.
All right. Thanks for having us again. It was great chatting with you all.
Appreciate
fun.
it. Spending
See
the
you
time with you
later.
guys.
But yeah,
Bye.
as always, do all the YouTube things, like, comment, subscribe, and obviously go check out Response on Play. Check out their
And do the
videos,
same thing.
subscribe, and do all that stuff. Thanks everyone watching in chat, and obviously thanks everyone watching on YouTube. And we will catch you on the next one.
Yes,
Much love.
please.
All right. Bye bye.
Please subscribe. We're currently at 299, and it's really annoying.
No.
But
Don't worry, I got you.
thanks, you guys, for being here, and I look forward to seeing what you guys bring into Briarwoods. We'll catch you all in a bit.
Yep.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.